Hello and welcome, and thank you. Thank you for joining me for this. It's a simple practice, a yoga practice involving mudra, hasta or hand mudras. Everybody has the idea these days in the yoga world that you need to be some sort of a contortionist, or you're able to be some gymnast and making these shapes. And if you move to make the shapes, if you're drawn to the postures, well, that's fine, but it's not for everybody. And I don't like to make yoga exclusive. It's something available to everybody. It's a vital tool that we can access, that we can use to help as a coping strategy in the busyness of everyday life. So mudra means to seal, or it means gesture. And physically, it can be a positioning of your body. In this instance, it's going to be your hands, or it can involve the whole of your body. It can involve movement, and it influences our bodies, not just on a physical sense. It influences on an energetic sense, and said to influence parts of the brain. But for myself, I love the simplicity. The simplicity in the actions, the simplicity in the movement, and it helps me to connect with myself and to connect with myself in the here and now. So as you find your seat, and you can sit either on your mat, a chair, as long as you're sitting comfortably upright, you find a position that feels right for you. And bringing the tips of your index fingers to touch the tips of your thumbs, and in that action noticing the effort it requires. So really the minimal amount of effort to make that contact between the tips of your index fingers, the tips of your thumbs, then lightly resting the palms of your hands down, shrugging any tension from your shoulders, sitting as effortlessly, sitting as comfortably as you can. You can either close your eyes or just lower your gaze. Time for you now to arrive. So you arrive to your practice. In essence, you arrive to yourself. Feeling still that delicate contact between the tips of your index fingers, the tips of your thumbs. Can you feel the weight of your hands resting onto your knees, so there's no tension to your shoulders? Can you feel the movement? Can you feel the flow of your breath? Maybe even hearing the soft, sighing sound of your breath. And that subtle enquiry as to how you feel. And that's a question that shouldn't really be answered by a thought. It's a question more to be answered by an experience. Breathe. So still the tips of your index fingers delicately touching the tips of your thumbs. I'd like to now simply place the back of your hands now to rest onto your legs. Jnana mudra. It's the mudra of knowledge, the mudra of wisdom. We receive this knowledge, we receive this wisdom from ourselves, from our higher selves, from the people in our lives, from the world around us, from nature. That connection we have with nature. We're a part of nature. So palms facing uppermost, hands resting down. Again, no tension to your shoulders. Feeling the movement, feeling the flow of your breath. A connection with your senses. Your senses connecting what lies within with the space, with the world around you. Breathe. Again, that subtle enquiry as to how you feel. Maybe with your eyes open, so as we change the mudra, so from Jnana mudra, we're going to assume Hridaya or heart mudra. So simply curling the tips of your index fingers to touch the root, to touch the base of your thumb, and then it's the tip of your middle finger, the tip of your ring finger, touching the tip of your thumb. Again, the back of your hands lightly resting to your legs, feeling the fluid support of your spine, still your shoulders relaxing back and down. So Hridaya or heart mudra, where the reference isn't really towards your physical heart, the reference more to your heart space. That feeling, that sensation that lies just behind your breastbone. Again, you can lower your gaze or close your eyes or simply gazing vacantly into space. Connect. The connection, the awareness of the physicality of your own body. The connection, the awareness with the movement, with the sensation of your breath. Your connection with the space, the world, the nature around you. Maybe a connection with that space that lies just behind your breastbone. It's called the Hridaya Kash, your heart space, your heart center. There's no need to search, there's absolutely no need to grasp. However you feel will always simply and spontaneously arise within the moment. Breathe. And so with the transition now from Hridaya, from heart mudra, to Prithvi, to earth mudra. So releasing your index, releasing your middle finger, just the tip of your ring finger making contact with the tip of your thumb, the little finger, lightly extending. So Prithvi mudra bringing about a sense of grounding, of centering. And as I sit right here, right now in nature, I truly feel that grounding, I feel that connection. Absorbed, immersed in the immensity of it all, the beauty, the sounds, the scents. So hands resting in Prithvi and Earth Mudra. Again, you can close your eyes, you can lower your gaze. Sometimes it can be a crime, I feel, to have eyes closed when I'm sat in such a beautiful, a wondrous space. So if your eyes are open, you're just gazing vacantly into space, opening to all that you feel, physically, mentally, emotionally. spiritually, in whichever way you define your spirituality. Notice how you feel. Again, not a question to be answered by a thought, a question to be answered by a feeling, by an experience. So from Prithvi, from Earth Mudra, releasing your hands, and to bring hands now into Padma or Lotus Mudra. That's the heels of your hands resting together in front of your chest, in front of your heart space, the outer edges of your thumbs, the outer edges of your little fingers towards each other. So we make this sort of a bowl or a flower shape with your hands. So Padma Mudra, symbolizing, amongst other things, purity. And it's not really the purity we associate with maybe our lifestyle, it's the purity of your soul. Padma, Lotus Mudra, also signifying, in a sense, life's journey, life's spiritual journey, where the lotus plant beginning its life in the mud, at the base of the lake, the pond, and as it grows, so it opens its flowers towards the skies, towards the heavens, on the surface of the lake. So hands in front of your chest, again, you find a position that feels right for you. Opening to the subtle sensations of how you feel. The tendencies we spend all day long occupied by the thoughts, by the drama in our heads. So give yourselves now the time, give yourselves the opportunity to just simply be, to feel, to experience. From Padma, from Lotus Mudra, simply now resting the palms of your hands together into Namaskar, sometimes they call it Anjali Mudra, hands resting in front of your, again, your heart space. And for me, the symbology for myself with this position, this mudra, is to remind me that I'm not just the thoughts, I'm not just the drama in my head, I'm also the feeling, also the experience in that space behind my breastbone. In your heart space, your heart center. So palms resting together, maybe to feel the warmth of your hands, and with your thumbs resting towards your breastbone, as if the warmth from your hands moving to warm that space behind your breastbone. Breathe. And still palms resting together, maybe your eyes closed or your gaze lowered. Simply now bowing your head towards your hands, surrendering your head to your heart, yourself to your higher self. Palms resting together. If you can, still with your eyes closed, can you Now rub the palms of your hands together to create friction, to create warmth. Then resting the palms of your hands over your closed eyes, to open your eyes, to bathe your eyes into the warmth from your hands. Drawing your hands slowly down your face so light can filter through your fingers. Namaste. The soul within me recognizes the soul within you. Well, thank you for allowing me to share this simple but powerful practice.